I'm cheersing with a cookie. Hey!
Oh, I have a cookie. Hey!
Welcome to another episode of King Lou D&D. Still on Zoom. We record 2 a day when we do this, as we're still battling some sickness and just wanting to make sure everyone is good and safe. We are just now entering the caves of minor problems in the Dungeon Master's Guide Suggested Adventures. And before we get into our session, the Gilded Goose Goods would love us to highlight one of their new magical items, which Stephen had just sent you the ad read for. So if you wouldn't mind giving our good imaginary friends over at Gilded Goose Goods some love with this next commercial.
I would love to do exactly that. When you need some gear that's kinda good, come on down like you know you should. Not the best, but not the worst. Gilded Goose Goods will quench your thirst. Adventurers, are you tired of magic items that promise too much? Are you sick of cursed objects ruining your life just because you didn't read the fine print? Well, have I got the item for you? The Amulet of Adequation? Adequativity? Adequateness? Yes! The Amulet of Adequateness! A magic charm that does just enough to technically be magic, but not enough to get you in trouble. Wearing this beautiful, uninspired piece of jewelry grants you slightly improved confidence. You probably won't embarrass yourself in front of the King of Time. The illusion of competence. NPCs will assume you know what you're doing, even if you 100% don't. Mild resistance to peer pressure. Do you really need to investigate that creepy cave? No. But will you? Probably. And the best part? This amulet gives you a +1 to any roll, once per day, but only if you really believe in yourself. No more negative self-talk for you there, Timmy. But don't just take my word for it. Here's a Oh, wait, back up. But don't just take my word for it. Here's a satisfied customer. Yeah, so ever since I got the Amulet of Adequateness, my life has been fine. My persuasion checks are slightly better, and last week I convinced a guard to let me through a door. He did say, I don't really care what you do. Please stop talking to me. But still, a win's a win. Thanks, Gilded Goose Goods. But be careful, because the Amulet of Adequateness comes with a strict set of conditions. The magic only activates if you give it your best shot. Say, close enough after rolling. Really commit to mediocrity. So if you're looking for an item that technically helps, but mostly just makes you feel like you're doing okay, the Amulet of Adequateness is for you. Available now at Gilded Goose Goods, where we believe in trying your best. But, like, not too hard. Not the best, not the worst. Gilded Goose Goods, please give us a good review for the service we provided you.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Okay.
I so look forward to these. I hope you do.
I would like one of those, please. Thank you.
It's not a bad deal.
Yeah, really, +1 to any roll. That's not bad.
Once per day.
Once per day.
Yeah.
And only if you say close enough.
If you say close enough, yeah. Zooming us back into Blackstone. Ahem. Flipping open a notebook, we have Hank Charlton clearing his throat dramatically. Alright, competent and effective adventurers, let's review our most recent exploits as we start this morning, heading over towards the mines of Blackstone. I must say, you're exceeding expectations, and trust me, I do not say that lightly. I, Hank Troutman, just yesterday, esteemed evaluator for Grayhawk's Heroes, carefully explained your assessment criteria. Combat, can you handle a fight without becoming immediate liabilities? Survival, do you display a working knowledge of not dying? And teamwork, do you function as a cohesive unit rather than, say, a pack of rabid goblins? Which, coincidentally, brings me to my next point. The journey to Blackstone was uneventful, until it wasn't. Faint grunting and growling ahead signaled trouble. You moved in with precision, surveyed the situation, and then absolutely annihilated a pack of goblins and their warg mounts. Flawless execution. I might have actually enjoyed watching that. Might, if I wasn't also scared for my life. If this is the level of combat I can expect moving forward, well, let's just say Orin will be very interested in your evaluation. Blackstone, the Iron Hearth Inn. A town filled with fearful dwarves, and with good reason. The mines are still infested, and the hook horror has kept everyone on edge. We sought comfort and warmth in the Iron Hearth Inn, a sturdy establishment where Finn made a tactical decision to secure sustenance, a bowl of soup expertly obtained. Joe infiltrated the local gambling scene, playing stones and strikes with Dane Flintgrip and Torgar Blackbane. Wagers escalated. First, they were looking after our sending stones, but instead you actually won a fine +1 axe. Then, a bold choice, double or nothing. You put the axe forward, maybe to bet on trying to get a magical tankard, but in true dramatic fashion, you made a trade, and it was successful. Tactical thinking and bold negotiations, and winning. I can respect that. Meeting the mayor, Christrid Splitanvil. Mayor Splitanvil, battle-worn, gravel-voiced, absolutely no nonsense. She provided a map of the mine, marking where the hook horror may have entered and where it might try to leave. Now, there was maybe one minor miscalculation where Finn attempted to negotiate for a higher reward, ambitious and bold, maybe a little misguided. However, once Mayor Christrid clarified that the deal was set in stone, he wisely backed off immediately. Smart move. She could probably break you in half. Well, esteemed adventurers, I must admit, I am impressed. You fought with precision, you handled the town with tact, mostly, and proved you are far more than just a band of hopeful mercenaries. You even might have a name. If you keep this up, that exemplary reward might not just be a dream. Now, into the mines. Let's see if you can keep impressing me. Snaps his notebook shut, adjusts his glasses, and smirks.
Thanks, Hank.
Thanks, Hank.
Really becoming a good cheerleader there, buddy.
I am very impressed.
Yes. You know, keep this up, you could be a permanent member of the team.
No, thank you. I will write down notes and stay very close to the exit and make sure that the guild knows exactly how well you are doing.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. Part of the ship, part of the crew. Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
The entrance to the Blackstone Mines is a massive weathered stone archway carved directly into the rugged mountainside. I will walk this back. You all talked about potentially talking to somebody. What was it about? Getting details about the horror, is that right?
Yeah, if there was maybe like a naturalist or a historian or a knowledgeable noble.
Yeah.
Gamer.
Okay.
I'll ask around and be like, who's the big brains in town? You know?
Yeah.
Who knows the know?
For sure. Make a just do like a charisma check for me for navigating the town and trying to find somebody.
Just a general charisma save?
A charisma check.
Oh. Let's say that's what that is.
Nice.
Ooh. Milkies are here.
How was your charisma check?
Oh, I thought you could see it.
No,
it
sorry.
is the 16.
He's 16. Okay, great. You asked around for a little bit, and you can ask, I think Torva was her name, the woman who ran the inn. And as she thinks about it for a second, you could maybe check with Merrick. Merrick Ironquill is a historian of the local area. He works over at the library, and if you could maybe, if he's there, get a quick conversation in with him.
I haven't brought my library card.
You should be fine. Show your symbol of the guild that we've been expecting you.
Okay. Oh, we have those? Oh, yeah, I guess we will. Cool. Well, let's go, gang.
Cool. We head over, follow some directions, get over towards this pretty humble library. Other cities that y'all have maybe been to have had very vast and extensive collections of books and histories. It doesn't seem to be that big of an interest here, but as you enter this building that's kind of cut off into the side of the mountainside. You can see the whole room itself is lit by 2 candles. The door is open, and as you lean in, you can see a dwarf with streaks of silver in his blackish beard. He's got very thick spectacles perched on his nose, and you can look down, even his fingers are almost like ink stained at the tips. And he's wearing this big overcoat with like parchment scrolls kind of rolled up and sticking out of them from multiple pockets. He's currently using a pretty old-looking magnifying glass on a very small piece of script, and he's just, maybe, yes. I'm just looking that over at the table.
I'm gonna look around for a bell, perhaps a little dinger.
Yeah, there's a big like brass bell hanging at the door where if you close the door it would ring it, but it's also just sitting there.
Oh, okay. So, I'll take the tip of my sword and just kind of ding it.
Oh! Magnifying glass shatters on the table. Drat! Another one. Hey, welcome. If you're looking for, I'm sorry, 1 second. The candle shop is just across the way. It's very misleading, but it's over there.
Oh, my friend, you're mistaken. We're looking for you. Yes, I've been told by your esteemed leader of your mayor that you are the wisest of the town, and to you I come seeking advice.
Good guidance you've been given.
Not big readers in this town, it would seem.
Very well, small readers, and he kind of like signifies his magnifying glass. But he was
What's a good one?
You say that's a good one? he just kind of like coldly looks at you for a second, like he's being kind of serious, but yes, it was kind of a joke, and he's just like pausing there looking at you about it. Why?
Well, don't want to take up too much of your esteemed time in your studies, but we want to know everything you can tell us about the hook horror that is prowling in your minds.
Hook horrors? Ugly brutes. Big as an ogre. Hard, and he's like hitting his chest. Hard as steel. Mean as a gut-punched badger. If the reports are right, you're dealing with one that's feral. They don't live near the surface. Either it's hungry or wounded or something's drove it up here.
So usually it would be domesticated?
It would be gone.
Not here, yes.
Yes.
I gathered that.
Their shells. They're tougher than dwarven pride. If you're fighting one, go for the joints or the underbelly. And if it starts clicking, it's talking. It could be calling for more.
Do we think it has a pack that it lives with?
They're not usually alone. This one has been, but there's more down there.
So silence it if we can.
Yes.
And you said weak points in the joints. Any other sort of weak points?
Underbelly.
Underbelly as well, yes. Alright. Does it like, what does it eat?
Good.
What does it eat?
We've never seen them eat, other than, well,
Flesh?
dwarves. They eat dwarves.
Dwarves.
You should also be mindful of the yellow mold down there.
Oh.
It looks like a plant, but it's a predator. The moment you touch it or disturb it. It's a cloud. It just chokes the life from your lungs before you even realize you're dying.
Very well. We'll make note of that. How do you usually deal with the mold? Do you burn it?
Don't touch it. Just stay away.
What if we were to light it on fire from far away?
Maybe we've done that before, and sometimes it irritates the area, and you can't go in there for a very long time. Best to be very delicate and avoid it.
Okay. Anything else down there that you guys usually run into?
Mold and big bugs,
Those we can handle.
as you should.
Very
Good luck storming the caves.
good. We'll see you by tonight. For sure.
Good.
Well, sorry about getting ink all over your book. Have a great day.
He shattered his magnifying glass.
Oh, I thought you knocked ink all over it too.
No, so he, as you're leaving, he's just kind of like scraping glass pieces into a bin, which has 4 other broken magnifying glasses in it. He sets it to the side, goes over to a drawer, pulls out another one, sits down, continues to look at the scroll shard that he was looking at before.
Alright,
I like this character.
I like him too. On the way out, I ding the bell again.
Oh!
Just leave.
Oh! Almost got me!
Alright, so we to the cave, or is there anything else anyone wants to do?
To the cave.
To the cave!
I was like 80% expecting Steven to be like, Joe would like to go to the candle shop across the street.
You did mention that.
The entrance to the Blackstone Mines is a massive weathered stone archway carved directly into the rugged mountainside east of the settlement. Thick iron doors, scratched and dented from years of use, hang open, one slightly askew on its hinge. Above the archway, the symbol of Blackstone, a hammer striking an anvil, encircled by a mountain peak. They're very creative here. It's chiseled into the rock, and you can see a pair of unlit lanterns flanking the entrance, their glass cracked, and a rusted mine cart sits off to the side, its wheels partially buried in the dirt. The ground leading in is well trodden, but streaked with fresh claw marks, deep gouges cutting through the stone, and the scent of damp earth and metal lingers in the air. Faint, clicking sounds do echo from deep within the tunnels. Dwarven guards stationed here seem a little uneasy. They're gripping their pickaxes and crossbows tightly. Their eyes are darting inward as they look between you and the cave. One of them mutters under his breath, "Nothing that big should be making noises like that."
Did you say that cart was functional?
I would say not so much. Its wheels are kind of dug into the dirt. The back two look a little rusty and chipped, with a bit of repair maybe, but it doesn't look like it's been used in a bit.
Do we see anything around that looks like blasting barrels, blasting jelly, gunpowder, anything like that? Potentially be used to
Yes.
Whoa!
archway or
Yeah. Solo, you've been asking for a lot of investigation checks. I'll have you and Lady Mio do investigation checks for that.
Haha!
not my strong suit.
Frick.
Who has dark vision, by the way?
Solo, you could take advantage instead of Mio rolling one.
Well, I did roll an at 20.
Why would we do that when Lady Mio rolled that 20?
Really?
Yeah, as you look around, you'll see a small stick without a wick to it that is an explosive set off to the side in a small box. And then additionally a couple vials of alchemist's fire. As you're looking it over, you could tell that they would use the stick as an explosive and the alchemist fire as the igniter. And if you sat that stick somewhere and then threw the alchemist fire onto it, which there's 2 vials of, you could cause some type of dynamite-like explosion.
Lady Me was gonna say, Perhaps we could use this to seal off the passageway? And she looks at Solo, knowing that he, like, Michael, your character, like, experiments with stuff, right? Did I make that up?
Yeah.
You for confirmation.
Explosive.
I can work with this. I can make this work.
Wonderful.
I just in the background while all this is going on, I'm gonna pick up some stones and turn them into magic stones for later.
Nice.
Ooh.
Cool. Anything else?
1 to 3 pebbles. I take 3 pebbles.
Good call.
Speaking of, do any of you guys have dark vision? Can you see right now in the dark?
I can with one of my eyes.
Oh, there you
Well,
go.
do I have dark vision or just more
you-
distance?
If you go to features and trait, it should be under your race features.
I'm cool with you having dark vision with that eye, Solo.
Yeah, it was just my. I don't think it would be in there. It was just my.
Yeah.
Like flavor. Your
My
lore.
ear and my ear and my eye. Yeah.
If
That'd be
have a
cool.
torch, but I'd prefer someone else hold it so I can be at the ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say I can be kind of like near the front since I can see past the flame into the dark 60 feet. So I'll be able to see things coming.
Yeah, I can. I'll be right behind you.
Yes.
Any other preparations or stuff at the entrance of the cave?
I could go ahead and give us bless. Who wants a nice little blessing?
I'll take a bless.
I bless the lady. And you want one, Joe? You want one, Solo? Who wants the other one?
Since I can be at range, I don't mind. Joe, most of your stuff is a little bit closer, right?
Well, bless does your chance to hit, so it's better
Okay.
for who does damage. But I don't know. We all do damage, so whoever wants it. All right.
Give
It's
it
gonna
to
be
Joe.
Okay, I'll give it to Joe this time since I gave it to Solo last time. So me and Rachel and Steven have bless.
Okay, sweet.
Nine.
Try to remember, because I'll forget.
Yeah.
One final question.
What?
Can I say that I had like pieces of cloth on me, or do I need to like look around to see if there's anything? What I want to do is hand them out to the party in case we disturb the mold, and we can tie it around our mouths.
No, it's
Maybe
great.
to lessen.
You can have cloth for that, that's fine.
I will also drink from my tavern.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so you will have resistance to cold damage for an hour, an advantage on Constitution saving throws, and anything in relation to poison as well.
Delicious.
Is that a single use or a tune?
Yeah, can I pass it around or
Oh no, it's a single use.
That checks out.
once per day, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Especially in the morning, you hear echoing in your brain.
I'm starting to hear the voices of dwarves.
The first room that you head into is a broad antechamber. Its stone walls are reinforced with thick wooden beams and iron braces. You see old mine lanterns flickering weakly and casting long, shifting shadows across the jagged rock. Also scattered across this chamber are remnants of an abandoned mining operation. You see discarded pickaxes, overturned wooden crates, and a minecart derailed on its side, its contents spilled across the floor. A deep, unnatural gouge cuts across the stone in the far wall, as if something with great force raked its claws through solid rock. To the right, a rickety wooden platform hangs over a steep drop. Once it was used to lower miners down into lower tunnels, but now you can see the pulley system is completely broken, the thick rope is frayed and snapped, and a faint skittering sound can be heard from below, far too deep to see currently, but present enough and set an uneasy tension in the air. Aside from that steep drop down from that platform, you can also see that 3 different tunnels lead out of this chamber. A tunnel to the left, one centered straight ahead, and a collapsed passage over towards the right that you can see through a tight squeeze leads further down into the caverns as well.
We have the map, right? We just got the map. Where do we go?
Do I have the map? Did I grab it from that lady?
Sure.
From the mayor?
Someone has it.
Looks like we head straight down the middle path. The left and right path seem to be dead ends, and there's a big red circle at the end of the middle path, so we need to be on the lookout. I believe that's the last place that the dwarves ran into Hukwa.
I have a question. Can I have my shield out? How does that work?
With what?
Say if I want to have my shield out and then switch to my two-hand sword.
But you're not holding the torch too, right?
No, I have dark vision, so I'm just kind of walking.
Okay. You could travel with your shield out, and then as like a preparation into combat, as long as you're not surprised, freely switch to your sword.
Right. Like as a action on my first turn, switch to my long. Because I can, the way my packed weapon works, because it's my packed weapon, it's a bonus action. I can conjure my packed weapon.
Right,
so
yeah.
I just use a bonus action my first turn to switch.
As long as you aren't truly surprised going into combat, for free you can switch over to your weapons. But if something like jumped on you, you would still have your shield out, and then combat would start.
Alright, so I'm going to continue forward in the front, just holding my shield out and just being like looking around attentively.
Okay, heading down the central path. Okay, could I get a perception check from you as the person who is in front?
Cool. Where are you at? There it is. 18!
18, okay. Ahead you can see a tunnel that's partially collapsed, leaving only this very narrow gap to squeeze through. And then beyond it you can see miner's remains that look picked clean, and the bones are covered in a sickly yellow dust. The air starts to feel a little thick and heavy.
Looks like ahead is that mold he spoke of. But the hook horror must have eaten from this corpse. So there must be a safe way through. Is there like a branching path?
With that perception check and looking ahead, this is one direct path that room does open up just a little bit. If you were wanting to proceed through, you'd have to do so with caution to not touch or disturb the body.
Careful not to touch the yellow mold, everyone, as we continue forward.
Have I ever seen yellow mold like that before in all my travels and all my time?
Do a nature check.
Okay, if I must. It's literally Dungeons and Dragons. I rolled a 12.
Okay. Yeah, you've seen it occasionally, just occurring naturally in nature and out and about. This isn't something that's like innately tied to like this hook horror or the Underdark or anything like that. And as the kind of like historian was talking about it too, you never knew a name for it. I mean, yellow mold makes sense because you've seen it and it's yellow and it's mold. But the fact that like people in civilization like has categorized it, knows what it is, and sees it as dangerous. You know that like the clouds and the spores and breathing it in would cause some damage over time. And maybe there's been some times that you've like bumped into it in the past, and it's made you maybe kind of like a little bit sluggish. Not necessarily affecting your speed. I don't want you to get the wrong impression, but maybe just like less comfortable, like in your body. I guess like it took a little mental toll on you as well.
Lady Mia's gonna tie the cloth around her mouth just in case.
Good idea, Lady Meow. Let's all do that.
She nods solemnly.
I pull my cloak up.
Sweet. Could you all do a dexterity check for me as you are making your way through the room?
in case I accidentally stuff my cloak into my mouth and suffocate.
Well, and that one does that, probably.
Got a
Got a
9.
1.
We had a 1,
Me.
and then a 9.
Coin?
11.
11.
Did you use the coin?
Is it that important of a check?
No.
Because we only get one
Yes.
use of it.
15.
Okay. And up to you. We also do have Joffrey.
Oh, yeah.
You don't
Oh,
want a
yeah.
one. You don't want a 1. But we're about
What
to
is-
fight somebody.
That's true.
What is the dex? What are we saving? What are we doing?
This is a dexterity check to safely navigate the room around the mold without just.
Oh, okay. I thought this was a dex to put the mask on.
No.
Okay. Yeah, to safely navigate the mold. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use the coin.
Okay. So just roll.
Wait, does bless help you?
With a nat 1 on a check, it's an auto.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't pass even with a 4. Okay, I call even. I got a 4. That's even, right?
Yeah, it is. So you get advantage.
Okay. So I get to roll another d20?
Yep.
Or another, whatever? What was it?
Dexterity check, yeah.
Just dex check? Hey,
Oh gosh.
it's a 3.
Great. I think the lowest two was you and Joe. Is that right? Okay.
Well, what
Sounds
does,
right.
what is bless? Does bless affect this or not? Let me check.
It would.
Okay. Well,
7.
and here's a d4. So that's a 7. Or 6.
Okay. Still, we're gonna have an issue here. So, Solo and Lady Neo do move through without disturbing anything. But because of the radius that this has when it is disturbed, Finn and Joe, you can see a cloud of the yellow mold start to kind of puff up around you all. I will need you both to do a Constitution saving throw. Both of you have advantage, whether you drank a tankard or because you've got the cloth over your face as well.
Con save.
Okay.
21.
Constitution. With advantage.
Oh, I guess I rolled again.
Come on now.
21.
Great.
A 19. Thank you, advantage. Good
Awesome.
grief.
That's great. So as this cloud was disturbed, you can see it kind of floating in front of your faces, and you instinctively gasp at the stress of the issue, and do so through a cloth that you have over your face. And so both of those are able to help you in not taking some poison damage and not becoming poisoned. And so you're able to then kind of move out of the space, get to a place outside of the cloud, walking forward, and then as you have a moment to kind of catch your breath and recollect as a party, Hank Troutman also just kind of tiptoes his way through and gets out to the other side. He just gives kind of like thumbs up as everyone seems okay at this point.
Hooray.
But what then happens is you're into this like larger open chamber, and as you see that, it looks kind of like wet and dripping on the sides. As you're starting to get deeper into the cave, and you can see that there is some leaky water and different aspects of the moisture in this cave that has come down, and you can see a lot of the stalactites hanging from the ceiling as drips are coming off of them as well. The passage then ahead of that narrows, and it would force you into a single file line where these stone walls now are glistening around you as if they're wet, and you notice it's just kind of shimmery off up to the sides as one of you is holding that torch, and there's these lights kind of dancing around in this close, tight tunnel ahead of you. Who would be leading the single file charge through this tunnel?
I assume me?
Okay.
I could follow behind.
Okay, and who's holding the torch as well?
I can
Not
hold the torch.
someone.
Cool.
Can I use magical tinkering and pick up a rock and give it a 5-foot radius of light.
Yeah, you can do that.
Ooh.
Is that much light? How much radius does a torch give us? Like 10?
A torch gives you like 30 bright, 60 dim. That stone would be helpful in case the light went out, and you would still be able to see immediately around you.
Okay, so I just pick up a stone that seems to be super smooth from all the water on the walls and the cleansing of it or whatever, and I imbue it with light with a 5-foot radius.
Sweet. Okay. Can I get a perception check from Finn and Lady Mio?
That's a nat 20.
Okay. Lady Mio?
15.
What was that?
15.
15. Okay. Finn, as you're walking forward with the shield first, there's a moment as you're standing there and getting ready to walk forward that you see something like moving up ahead. And when you look up, you can see that it's like a bone just slowly descending right in front of your face. And then you have your shield in front of you, and for a second it feels like your shield is being pulled forward, and when you pull it back, you can then see a wall of ripple right in front of your face, as there's some form of jelly-like substance that is completely engulfing the space in front of you.
Everyone stop. I will turn around and just put my hand out. Back away slowly. And I'll back away slowly. Does anything happen as we back away?
Nothing of notice yet.
Alright. There's a creature ahead. Or something. Does anyone want to
Could it be bait?
It's made of a goo. And it has dissolved bones floating around in it. So, seems dangerous. I wouldn't touch it.
Do we know what it is, Dan? Do we do it? Have I seen this before?
Sure, do a nature check.
I am stumped.
Yeah, you haven't heard of this type of thing before.
I'm not very good at nature. Anyone here
I can do a nature check.
know about nature?
Solo and Joe, you guys can do one.
I can also do a nature check.
Go for it.
5.
Makes sense. Not so much. Joe?
16.
16. Yeah. You've ran into one of these things before. There was a time where you were let's say, this feels like of your character. You found a place that was like a lot of sunken puddles in a vast field, and in a very playful mood you were that day because you were just jumping into them about knee deep, running around enjoying the bright, sunny, warm day. But one of them wasn't so much water. And when you got stuck into it, it almost felt like quicksand, and you were then waist deep in this clear water looking like jelly. And it was alive, and you had to fight that gel back as it continued to kind of crawl towards you until you eventually killed it and it dissolved down into the ground. You have run into very dangerous jelly before.
What a pivot. Just skipping through puddles and then fighting for my life.
Vibe shift.
Okay. Cool.
What you get, I guess. I don't know.
It felt like a very Joe-like day.
One second you're just frogging in a field and then you think you're gonna die.
Fighting for your life.
Oh. Alright. Anyways. Be careful.
I'll tell you what that's not. It's not a puddle.
I'm not falling through that. It's very dangerous.
As you have your stick of flowers, it's fading, having a crisis.
Oh man.
You want to
I don't think I have anything to help us.
Just give some narration. It's like a sentient creature and stuff. That would be helpful for the party.
Yeah.
How did you kill it
look
before?
like jelly. Kill that jelly if you can. If anyone's got powerful fire, I wish we had our dear fireball bending boy here.
I can cast a firebolt.
Can I cast Eldritch Blast on it?
Yeah, both of you can roll it.
Any roll of that. Make sure you're keeping a safe distance from that jelly while you do that.
Its dex better be 0 in this tunnel.
Plus to hit
13.
14.
Okay. It is an armor class of 6, so both of those things hit.
All right.
1d10.
Just 2 damage.
8.
Attack roll. Oh, and save. Okay, no. Not damage. So 2 damage.
Okay, great.
Solo does 8.
Alright, as 2 different bolts of arcane energy twist around in this cavern, they fly in, and it looks like at this vantage point they should just continue to fly, but both of them smack into this gelatinous creature and deal some damage as different chunks of that jelly then fall off, hit the ground, and sizzle and evaporate. At that point, the wall of jelly with its bones and skeletons and different rocks and stuff floating within it starts to kind of shimmer and roll and then slide forward and then jut forward again. Let's roll initiative.
We found a gelatinous cube, baby.
Yeah.
Now it's
Did we
DnD.
surprise it?
You have your attacks against it, yes.
18.
Okay, that's fair. Oh yeah, they changed surprise. I forgot.
14.
19.
Guess who got another 2? I did.
Got 2 for Finn, 19 for Mio. Joe, what did you get?
14.
14, and then Solo?
18.
18, alright. Good rolls this time.
Did we backed away, right? Like a fair distance?
You did, for the sake of where the cavern is, though, the way it bends, you are about 15 feet away at that turn, both of you. And then the rest of you are around that corner giving some space. We're going to do this fight, Theater of the Mind. And Lady Mio, you are up first. You're around the corner, and you're about 20 feet away. We're also kind of single file. You can move around one another a bit. It'll take extra of your movement to kind of squeeze around, but you've been kind of walking through this tight single file cavern for about 40 feet.
Can I ready an assist? Or ready help?
Sure.
I don't want to get in the way of their long range attacks.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna pause and be ready to assist them in any way that I can.
Sure thing. Okay, Solo, you are up. You are right behind Finn. You've got Mio and Joe behind you. And Mio's kind of extending a hand forward, kind of peeking around, and gonna call out if it moves and help point out how to hit it, things like that. As you were up with that going on.
I'll say that I kind of kneel down and get my shoulder up against the wall to get below Finn's arms to get a little bit more of an angle to cast Firebolt again on this gelatinous glob, and that is a 12.
That hits.
1d10. A 2.
Okay, 2 damage in addition. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay, Joe, you are up.
I have the cantrip Mold Earth. I can choose a portion of dirt or stone I can see within range that fits within a 5-foot cube. I can manipulate it in one of the following ways. I can instantaneously excavate it, move it along the ground, and deposit it up to 15 feet away.
Yeah.
Could I just create a cube hole in the ground that it would slurp into?
Possibly. You're not exactly sure how big this thing is. So for that matter, we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to cast mold earth and really just kind of I pictured as like I want to just reduce honestly, I picture like the ground is reduced to just like very fine. I fully disintegrate it and just kind of like shift it up into the cube or into the thing, the
Yeah.
gelatinous mass.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That is done. You've kind of shifted the terrain around. You see the stone, rock, and sand that is now kind of floating up in it. Eventually, just like become this like brownish cloud, kind of floating in the jelly as some of it's dissolving and kind of sifting around. But now there's a lot more like debris within it, and it's more visible than it was before as well.
The real attack is ridicule because now it looks like it had an accident and we can make fun of it. So you're welcome, everyone.
All right. At the end of Joe's turn.
And that's my turn. You're welcome, everyone.
Is the cube. So,
And I'm laughing the entire time during its turn. I'm going, oh,
beautiful.
and pointing.
Okay, cool. It is going to use its engulf ability. It's going to move up to its speed, which is 15 feet, and you can move through spaces large or smaller. I will give you. It needs the full 15 feet. So, Joe, what I'm going to do, you did cast a cantrip, and so it's going to be it's not going to be extremely likely that you're going to prevent this, but there's still a chance of it. If you could roll a d20 for me. And if you roll a 1 to a 5, anywhere 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, this cube is not going to be able to reach Finn.
I don't love my odds there. This could be a Joffrey roll. Except that I rolled. No, I didn't roll. I rolled a 7.
Okay. Since it's not like a skill check or anything, Joffrey is not able to be used on it. This is just like a percentile, just trying to see how that transpired. So it's going to.
Okay.
It's going to engulf Finn. So the cube moves through the space. I need.
Wait, Finn or Joe?
Finn. I had you roll because you did the mold earth thing, and it was going to see if that prevented it using its movement that it needed.
I see.
So, Finn, if you could make a dex saving throw for me.
Could I ready my...
I thought we moved back 15 feet.
You did, and the hallway, you saw it where it was, and then you moved back 15 feet and attacked it. And that is the direct line of sight to the cube before the cavern turns. And so it is moving that 15 feet.
Yeah. Okay. So it got me.
Could I use my assist here to try, since we described as my hand kind of being out, to try and pull him and Finn back?
Yeah, you could do that to give Finn advantage on his dex save.
Yay!
Finn, what did you roll?
What does it say? 17?
Okay, great. Mio's able to pull you back so that you don't actually get sucked up into this thing as it's moving forward. But now at this point, between Mio and Finn, it's like right up against you both, moving towards you. That's gonna be
There, huh? I almost want to touch it.
That's gonna be it for its turn. And Finn, you are up.
Oh, cool. Can I just smack it?
Yeah, you can roll it.
Okay. I guess so. Okay, why won't it move to the action? Okay, there it is. We're gonna smack it. Plus D4 just in case. There you go. 17 is a hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright, we're gonna hit it with damage. 13 damage?
Yep, done.
Alright, I give it a good slice.
Another giant sack of the jelly hits the sides of the caverns beside you and dissolves up towards the ceiling and attaches itself to it and then kind of drips down over the next couple of seconds. Mia, you're up.
Okay, seeing that. Also, did I have my audio on when I was blowing my nose just now? I'm
No.
so sorry.
I don't
Okay,
think so.
excuse me. Please excuse me. Okay, seeing that the slashing damage was effective that Finn just used, Lady Mio is going to pull back from Finn a bit, draw her katana, and to get some height, she's going to, if I'm able to in this terrain, do kind of like a jump from the sidewall to get over Finn's head to just deliver a quick slash um, to the jelly.
Sure, yeah, go for it. Roll to hit.
Roll to hit. I shall.
Don't forget your blast.
And it's 18,
Yeah,
so
you're good.
You don't need it.
23 plus bless.
Very hits.
Okay, and then I'm gonna roll damage. That's a 6.
Okay.
But then you say I do the two
Yep.
slashes. Alright, I'm gonna roll to hit the second slash. Now that is a 9. Its armor class is 6.
Yeah, that still hits.
Okay, that still hits. I haven't even used bless, so I won't bother.
Jeez, okay. Fine.
Also, I did hit it with my katana, which means that it sap applies.
Yep.
And then the damage for the second slash, which is equivalent to a dagger, is 5.
Okay, great. More sections of this jelly are falling down and off of it, and it is now jellied, which is the gelatinous cube form of being bloodied. After Mio is Solo, and then Joe. Welcome back, Solo.
Solo is going to. How close am I? Can I back up a little bit or no? I'm behind Finn.
Mio's kind of like jumped over you both and has landed in front of you. You've got two people now in front of you, which is going to make it a little bit harder for you to hit it. But also has a very low armor class. So you've got Joe behind you. If you're trying to back up, it's kind of at the corner of the cavern, so you could still see it as you move back in the cave at this point. So you could take some steps back.
Okay. If there's two people in front of me, there's no need to disengage. I would say I just try and either get lower or closer to the wall to try and cast my my firebolt to get an angle on it.
Go for it.
Which is a dirty 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Plus, bless.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it would have been a 24. 3 damage.
3 damage is dealt. Okay, Joe, you are up. Decapped and ready to go.
Or no, I guess.
I have decaf flowing through my veins now. I am going to chuck one of my magic pebbles into the cube, hoping that I hit a vital jelly organ. Let's see. I will roll this right now. It's a 19 to hit.
Right in the gel spleen.
Right in the gel spleen. And it's going to do 6 damage. Bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
Get jellied, sucker.
The magical stone just lodges into it and then gets slowly sucked inside, but it's glowing and you can see that it's bubbling around where the stone is and taking some damage from the arcane nature of that striking against it. The cube is going to go next, and it is going to probably try to engulf still.
Reminder that it has disadvantage.
On attack rolls.
Yes.
Yes. Engulfing is going to cause saving throws. And so it is going to move up to its speed. The cube can move through the spaces of larger creatures, small creatures around it. Each creature whose space the cube enters for the first time during this move, which would be, Finn and Mio. And the target is engulfed. An engulfed target is suffocating, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, I need you both to make a dex save again. To see if you
Just regular, no advantage, disadvantage.
She's not helping you at this point, so just regular.
I got a 6. I'm suffocating.
I got a 22.
And Neo is not. So Neo, in front of you.
Use your corpse to spring launch myself,
Oh, wait.
pushing
Bless.
you into the cube.
I got a 7.
Okay. As the jelly wall continues to move forward, this time Neo, as you're trying to kind of help, but also move back yourself, Finn just it gets sucked inside of the jelly wall. You can see he is struggling to breathe. He can't cast spells with a verbal component and is restrained. 3d6 of acid damage at the start of his turn, but 3d6 acid damage now as well.
Ouchie.
That is going to be 11 acid damage. 6, 2, and a 3.
Okay. What's my concentration? Advantage, and I still wait. Oh, I get a +4.
13.
Save. Okay, 11. So I save.
You do
Okay,
so have bless.
great. But how much was it again? Damage?
11 acid damage.
Ouchie. Half my health.
Oof. That is it for the cube's turn. Finn, you are up. You can use your action to try to get out.
Am I restrained from attacking?
You are restrained, so your speed is 0, and your attacks have disadvantage.
Ah, okay.
But you can still attack if you want.
Because I'm not very dexterous, so I'm not gonna get out of this thing.
Well, it is a strength check.
Oh. Okay. But it's my action.
It would be your action, yes. What is your constitution modifier as well?
+2.
Okay. You can hold your breath for 3 minutes.
But
Just
isn't
how many turns is that?
Oh,
Like-
it's a very long time.
Way too many?
Like,
Okay.
it would be like 40
I'm
minutes.
gonna go for killing it. So
Okay.
when do you take 3d6 again?
At the 36.
does a 19 hit?
It is 3d6, you're right, at the start of his turn.
Oh,
Sorry.
I take another 3d6
Yes.
immediately. Wow.
It is at the start of your turn. It is 11 damage again. 2, 3, and 6.
Well, forget everything.
Oh, forgotten.
No!
I'm downed immediately, instantly from this guy. That's fun.
You see Finn reach for his sword and go to start attacking, but then his hands just go kind of limp, and the sword starts floating upward from his hands. And so,
Do I, since I was downed on my own turn, what do? Do I do a save?
we'll do a save at the next turn.
Okay. That's my turn.
That brings us up to Mio.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get Finn out.
Okay.
So I sheath my katana and like quickly roll up my sleeves and try to plunge my hands forward and grab his wrists and pull him out.
Give me 1 second, because I want to see. I think it has something on the sheet about pulling stuff out of the cube. As an action, a creature within 5 feet of the cube can pull a creature or an object out of the cube by succeeding on a DC 12 athletics check. Could you make an athletics check for me, Lady Mio?
All right, and maybe Joffrey. Let's see. 22.
22. You pull out Finn. In doing so, as your hand reaches to grab him, you're going to take 10 acid damage as both of your hands, as soon as they hit the air, just start bubbling and sizzling.
That's half my damage. Or half my health. Uh-oh. Okay, I pull him
Hurts.
free.
But yes, Finn is free. After Mio's turn, Solo, you were up.
As a free action, can I say, I have a health potion in my pocket?
Yes, you can.
Letting people know that.
Yeah. Solo.
Solo is going to cast Firebolt again because that's all he can do.
He's almost level 3 though. It's coming. Roll the hit.
11.
That hits.
Yeah. Please be a lot. It's a 4.
Okay, 4 damage. It's got pockets and holes to it now. You can see that it's taken a lot of damage and it's not holding itself together too well. Joe, you're up.
Forgot second wind.
You can use it.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna use second wind with that bonus action. You heal 1d10 plus 2.
Joe, you're up. Steven.
I'm so sorry. I was on another planet. I'm going to throw my second stone into this cube.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, baby. I think that's a 22 to hit.
Oh, it
so
hits.
you tell me, Buster Brown. All right. And that is going to be another hefty 6 damage of me staying as far away as I can after my frolicking nightmare that one time.
Great. It is down to 10 hit points and is going to use its turn to pseudopod attack at Mio.
Also, is there a map that we're connecting to, or because mine's
No.
not working? If there is,
No, this one's all in our heads.
all in the dome.
It's a nat 1 from
Peter the Mine.
Get wrecked!
As 2 arm-like juts just out and hit the cave walls beside you. You're able to dodge out of the way of both of those, bringing us to Finn. Finn, I'm going to roll a death saving throw behind the screen, just because the party wouldn't necessarily know how you're doing. And so I think that being private knowledge instead of public knowledge is making combats a little bit more intense. And so I know what Finn's first death save was, and that's going to bring us to Lady Mio.
Okay, I'm going to reach into my pocket and pull out the health potion and give it to Finn.
Awesome.
I would like to be trying to heal us as much as I can. Will that risk an opportunity attack?
It would risk it, yeah, for you.
Then I'd have to get 15 feet away to escape engulf anyway, right?
To what?
To avoid engulf, I'd have to get 15 feet away, dragging him anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll just apply the potion.
Okay.
That is my action.
It is a bonus action now.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm also going to attack.
Roll it ahead.
All right. Come here, you little cube.
Come on.
That hits.
All right. 1d8 plus 3. 10.
That is it. How much health it had left. You are sweeping the final hits in this campaign. Do you want to describe your killing blow on this giant cube?
Yes. Okay, you know that, so I quickly give Finn the potion and then put him down and pat his chest as if to say it's going to be okay. And then I stand up, I do the sting, like, thing with the sword, like, use your thumb to unsheath it. And then I pull the sword out so fast, and you know that thing where, on anime, where there's, like, 10 cuts and they're so fast you can't see them, and then it's just a bunch of white lines. So all you see is my sword in, and then my sword in, and the white lines on the cube, and it dissolves.
As all of the different sections of the jelly separate from one another, and it, like a hot steam, you can feel the cavern growing warmer as this cube is like dissolving and dissipating. And then eventually that does cool off as a breeze comes in from the further end of the cave, clearing out that space, and you can now tell that this entire cavern is clear and free to move through once more. I've never run a gelatinous cube before. Those things are freaky.
It's haunting.
Yeah.
It killed me in one move.
Right.
Even
They're
after
freaky.
running back 15 feet, it approached me and instantly killed me.
Yeah, that engulfs.
What I want to know is, how did Joe escape? Right into it. Like, that should have been the end of Joe.
Little did he know he jumped into a baby gelatinous cube, and then he killed a gelatinous baby cube. If only Steven knew what happened.
Well
Poopy.
done. My lady Mio, my savior. Thank you.
She does the hands in her sleeves and bows.
The tunnel widens into a cavern, its ceiling high and shadowed, stalactites hanging above, jagged and menacing. As you step forward, it feels as if the darkness is moving. You can see different tiers of shelving and spaces where people, creatures, anything could be. A deep clack clack echoes through the mine, followed by the sound of scraping claws. Then you see them, long gouges torn into the stone walls. It feels like the darkness ahead is shifting. Something's out there. You know what it is. It's a hook horror. Its beaked face somewhere in the darkness. Its scythe-like arms poised and ready for you, though you're not sure exactly where. That's where we will continue our next session.
Hooray!
Stephen, while you were
Well
on the other planet, we talked about how the puddle you jumped into was a baby gelatinous cube that you murdered.
Jeepers.
How much should
Somehow not so bad I missed that.
What's up,
How
Ben?
much did I heal from the potion? Do you know?
What do you mean?
Do you remember which roll it was?
Is it like 2d6?
10, right?
Oh, you didn't roll? Okay. Yeah, I think it is...
Yeah, but
I can look.
I should know this.
Just the healing potion is 2d4 plus 2, I think.
2d4 plus 2. Yeah, that's right. It was common.
Well, you administered it, so do the honors.
Okay. 2d4. Well, that's not great. Plus 2, so 4.
Oh,
no!
Oh, low roll.
Yep, I'm so sorry.
I am alive.
Hank
You're
Tom-
alive. Barely.
Hank Tom, glares at you while taking notes. Just.
A little bit. She puts it in my mouth, and I like kind of most of it comes out of my nose,
You're trying to
along with all
breathe
the
again.
slime that engulfed into my
Yeah.
body. So it effectively removes the slime, but I'm not very healed by it.
But you are brought back. Thanks for pivoting to Zoom. I highly prefer in person, but I appreciate y'all keeping up with the transition. So
That was kind of fun. I
yeah,
like the Zoom.
I like the maps of doing Zoom, and I don't like the interface of us over Zoom. So
Yeah.
but cool time.
For sure.
Catch you next time with the Hook Horror combat and Hank Troutman's recap of everything that just happened.
Bye.
Only 2 weeks away.
Wow.
Bye.